In Galakrond, hero power reduced to 0 gold but no longer freezes the minion. Honestly, he'll still suck.
You stupid idiot!
So that stupid idiot saying that Galakrond was still going to suck? Yep, that was me, nerds. I'm the idiot, I admit it. And it took me all of one game to realize that when I got hit for 12 health by a Galakrond on turn 5, literally smacking common sense back into me. So if you didn't see, there was a ton of changes in the patch that was released yesterday. Tribe and hero changes. And I will say the games do feel a lot more refreshing now. But there are still some major issues in the game, which I won't go too far into, but at least there is diversity of tribes and winnable heroes now. Including demons. I didn't think the change to Wrathweaver would do much, but I've seen a good amount of big demon builds floating Watcher around. Okay, sorry. So bad jokes aside, let's talk about the Galakrond hero power change. Pre-buff, for 1 gold, you would hero power a minion in Bob's Tavern and replace it with a minion from the next tavern tier up. So you hero power a tier 1 unit, and you get a random tier 2 unit, so on and so forth. Post-buff, the hero power has the same effect, but there are 2 changes. First, it does not freeze the unit anymore, and second, it costs 0 gold. 0 gold. So you hero power a minion starting on turn 1, and on turn 5, you can buy a tier 6 unit. It's ridiculous. Blizzard nerfs one broken thing, but buffs others to the point where they are now broken. Blizzard is essentially the game studio version of a Hydra. Cut one of the heads off and 2 more will grow back in its place. But I digress. Let's talk about the game for a quick second. I do want you guys to be prepared to eye roll and chuckle, because turns 3, 4, and 5 are a hysterical high roll. With post-buff Galakrond, it's typically best to hero power the same minion each turn until you get a tier 6 minion on turn 5. But in the case of this game, when you pick up a Wrathweaver turn 1, hero power into a floating Watcher, and are offered a golden Wrathweaver, I mean, it's a no-brainer at that point. So let's talk a little bit about Galakrond and his playstyle. The typical line of play, like I mentioned, is to hero power the same minion every turn through turn 5, and then on that turn, you'll get to a tier 6 minion. So on turn 5, you can be picking up things like Kalecgos, our old friend Genie, Amalgadon, Boat, Gascooler, I mean literally any 6-drop. Think about that. A turn 5 Kalecgos, you won the game. It's already a huge body for that stage of the game, and now you have one of the best scaling engines in the entire Battlegrounds. And what happens if you're on the flip side of that coin? When you're facing Galakrond in Tier 5 and he picks up, say, a boat, you kill the boat, but he ends up with a pair of Hoggers on the board, and you get smacked for, let's say, 15 damage. You have instantly bottom forward in this game. You can't come back from that. Wait, check this out. You already know what's coming with the Discover. It took me literally one game to realize how insanely broken the change to Galakrond's hero power is. So it begs the question, does Blizzard even play the game before rolling out these changes? And I'm not being hyperbolic here. It literally took one game for me to realize how broken this hero is. Oh, and guess what? He might not even be the most broken of them. Wagtoggle might take the cake for Queen of the Broken. Just grab strong Menagerie minions, hero power, and win. LOL. So let's compare Galakrond to another hero that broke the meta back in her heyday, Eudora. I get the same vibes with Galakrond as I did with pre-nerfed Eudora. A hero that picks up super strong minions early in the game and smacks people for huge chunks of damage on those early turns. And both of these heroes do essentially the same thing, but Galakrond does it a little bit better. They both grab super strong minions very early on and put pressure on the rest of the lobby. And this does a few things. First, it speeds up the games. When you're hitting people for 10, 12, sometimes 15 damage starting on turn 5, you put a clock on the rest of the lobby. It means players will be getting knocked out faster since they have fewer fights they can then lose. But it also increases the RNG nature of the game. It makes it so you're forced to take risky plays. And if you face Galakrond early on, it's pretty much a guaranteed bottom 4, just for having to fight against this one hero in the lobby. I mean, at least with Eudora you had to spend 1 gold to hero power every turn, With Galakrond, there really is almost zero penalty. You just hero power until turn 5 and then destroy the lobby. So part of the issue with elementals was the fact that it sped up games. It wasn't just the broken nature of how they scale, and the seemingly endless gold economy you would get from them. It made games shorter, reducing the number of decisions that need to be made, and increasing the RNG nature of those games. So Blizzard nerfs elementals, and props to them. But then they implement changes that essentially reintroduce the exact same issues. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Battlegrounds is a simple game, it really is. There aren't crazy interactions or card mechanics, everything is pretty basic. The fact that they implement these types of changes don't realize how bad it will break the meta makes me believe they do not actually play the game. I'm being serious. They look at data, see our hero is underperforming or overperforming, apply some basic changes, and put it into a patch that they say is going to implement balance changes to the meta. LOL. Look, I know I complain about this game a lot, but it's because they aren't fixing the actual issues in the game. There is no critical thinking that they do. I guarantee it's all just data driven. Oh, and quick sidebar, the hook toss change? What the hell was that? They took a decent hero and tried to fix her, but instead they made her way worse. Another example of the lack of critical thinking. I mean, don't they have a team of developers there that discuss and test these types of changes before they implement them? Or is it just one dude that's half awake just mashing buttons? Pretty sure it's the latter. But I digress, nerds. Just a mini rant video. No need to walk you through this gameplay, nothing too complicated from here. Just buy and play any demon and get a ton of scaling. Find a few selfless heroes, make a few mistakes along the way, but it doesn't matter. When you play broken heroes, decision making is irrelevant. So in Blizzard's attempt to balance the game, they may have just messed it up worse than before. The same issues keep coming back to kill our enjoyment like a damn plague. But hey, at least there's tribe diversity and bigger pool of winnable heroes now. LOL. That'll do it for me. Good luck in your games. Godspeed, nerds.